Live and on demand from the WNY News Now studios in downtown Jamestown. This is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now on this Monday. I'm Justin Gould.
And I'm Matt Hummel. Happening now, firefighters in Jamestown are sounding the alarm about understaffing issues within the department. More coming up.
Plus, a Jamestown woman is facing charges following an alleged assault at UPMC Chautauqua's emergency room. But first, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter is live in the First Defense Weather Center. Hey, Dakota.
Hey, Justin and Matt, and happy Monday, everybody. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. And control room, I don't see myself up on the wall, so I'll step off the wall here, but that's the satellite and radar composite. You can see that we don't really have anything. The rain that you see there is really not falling. The dew points are rather low, so we don't have that occurring today. 66 over 48 was where we were yesterday. Oh, it was a fresh and cool morning. That's not too off from where we should be for this time of the year. The record is 88 degrees set back in 1989. So as we go hour by hour here, temperatures should be into the upper 60s to lower 70s throughout the day, partial sunshine, but no rain. But we will see a spike in humidity coming our way over the week. We'll talk about it in just a few minutes. Back to you, Justin and Matt.
Alrighty, Dakota, looking forward to it. Thank you very much. Our top story, firefighters here in Jamestown are sounding the alarm about understaffing issues within the department. Jamestown Professional Firefighters Association President Sean Schilling, in a statement to the media this morning, said for the past 2 decades, the city of Jamestown's fire department has been seriously understaffed, leading an unnecessary risk for the citizens.
We are minimally staffed, and we cross-man the ladder company and the ambulance here at Station 1. When you have the same personnel that are assigned to, let's say in this case, the ladder truck and the ambulance, depending on which call comes in for request for 911 or emergency, when one of those vehicles leaves, the other vehicle would be unmanned, unstaffed.
Now, since 2009, Schilling says calls for emergency service to the Jamestown Fire Department have steadily increased, while the number of firefighters available to respond have decreased. Current policy places residents at risk by only having enough firefighters to staff the city's ambulance, leaving the ladder truck out of service and unavailable to respond to structure fires, Schilling explained. Now, he says, going forward, city firefighters would like to hear from the public about the low staffing issues and speak with city officials about finding a solution to the problem. He explains the fall election will likely be a critical turning point for the city and their emergency response.
A city of Jamestown woman is facing charges following an alleged assault at UPMC Chautauqua Hospital's ER early Monday morning. Jamestown police say 26-year-old Jessica McAdoo allegedly struck 2 females and 1 male emergency department employee just before 1:30 a.m. Police say 2 of the victims were physically injured in the incident, and in addition, officers say they took her into custody and charged her with 2 counts of second-degree assault and second-degree harassment. Police say McAdoo was held in Jamestown City Jail pending arraignment.
And a city of Jamestown man was arrested after Jamestown police say he threw an incendiary device into a house on West 12th Street, starting a fire Saturday night. A 21-year-old Brendan Hinson was charged with reckless endangerment, obstructing governmental administration, and criminal possession of a weapon. Police say Hinson allegedly threw an incendiary device that almost struck an 11-year-old. He then barricaded himself inside the house, which was filling with smoke. Officers say they made entry into the house and located Hinson, who allegedly ignored their commands and attempted to flee. Police say he was taken into custody outside the house and taken to Jamestown City Jail, pending arraignment in the case.
First responders, civic leaders, and community members gathered Saturday in Westfield to dedicate a tribute to the village's fire and police departments. The tribute, which sits at the site of the community's first fire department, is an 8'5", 4-ton stone and metal structure with 4 plaques. President of the Westfield Accept Volunteer Fire Association, Alan Holbrook, says he was overwhelmed by the large number of people who came out to support the departments.
I think it's fitting because the purpose of the tribute is to honor past, present, and future first responders, and it shows that the community recognizes them and appreciates them.
Now, in total, there are 4 sides to the tribute. One side with 2 hands holding the Westfield Police and Fire Department badges, a side with the policeman's prayer, a side with the fireman's prayer, and a plaque dedicated to all first responders. In the coming months, crews are scheduled to finish a brick patio under the structure and build a fence between the parking lot and memorial. Officials, Justin, are still accepting donations that will go towards upkeep and maintenance of the park.
Yeah, it's a really great memorial for a lot of people there, and certainly it seems like he was right about that support. That a lot of people in the community donated funds to erect this structure, and then showed out on Saturday as well, and showed up to kind of support them. And certainly, you know, I think that goes to the sentiment of a lot of these local volunteer fire departments around the area.
Yeah.
You know, they are just that. They're volunteers, but they still have the same risks as, say, a paid professional.
Absolutely.
And with that, unfortunately, sometimes comes, you know, the passing of some of them. And you know, the memorial for both the fire and the police there in Westfield are, you know, as they explained, are not just for the ones who are past, but the current and the ones in the future.
Yeah. And you know, think about a lot of these volunteers too. I mean, they don't just volunteer here.
Right.
They go to places such like right now with the Bahamas, which we'll talk about in a little bit. You know, that's just one example too. Thinking about that, so definitely a good story. Good job covering it.
Yeah,
and yeah, I mean when I read your piece the other day, I'm like, oh my goodness.
Right.
I mean, because you don't often see that, but here we are. I mean,
Right.
I like it.
Absolutely. I'm saying hello to Jeff. Hopefully you're having a good day. Thanks so much for tuning in. Renee, good to see you as always. Hello to Rod. Happy Monday. Hello to Mike, who's a little sore about the Steelers-Patriots game last night. But the Bills won, so that's good. Cindy, good afternoon to you. Alberta, hello. Stephanie, thanks so much for tuning in. David is here as well. Seth is here. Corey is here. Karen is here. Tabby is here. Thank you all so much for joining us. We have a lot more to tell you about. Coming up, Jamestown police are asking for the public's assistance in identifying a man who allegedly broke into a downtown location. Details on that.
Plus, UPMC Chautauqua, they make a decision regarding who will be their president. Dakota.
You want to get out on Lake Erie today, 71 and 72 are the current lake water temperatures, and with a northeast wind 5 to 10 miles per hour, get out and enjoy it, but we've got a little bit more summer weather on the way. We'll talk about it next as WNY News Now continues in a minute, so don't go away.
Live and on demand, you're watching WNY News Now.
Want weather now? Download the WNY News Now mobile app and stay up to date on severe weather alerts. Plus, anytime hazardous weather strikes, stick with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network that keeps you safe. You're all in a tornado warning, so now is the time to go to a safe place, small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. What are you waiting for? Download the WNY News Now mobile app today. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Happening now, Jamestown police are asking for the public's help in identifying the suspect shown here from a burglary that they say occurred on August 19th at a Crescent Street business. Police ask anyone who may recognize the suspect to call them at 716-483-7537, or anonymous tips can be left at 716-483-TIPS. Again, that's 716-483-8477, or via the Tips 411 app. All calls and tips are kept confidential.
And UPMC Chautauqua announced late last week that they've made their interim president permanent. Brian Dirk Knock, who became serving interim president earlier this year, will also serve as president at the UPMC Northwest in Venango County, Pennsylvania. Now, Durnock has more than 2 years of experience working for UPMC. He joined them at their Horizon in Mercer County, Pennsylvania, back in 1995 as the Director of Human Services. He has extensive experience in both human resources and in operation. Now, he replaced former President Betsy Wright, who retired earlier this year.
Cleanup efforts continue in the Bahamas after Hurricane Dorian ripped apart the vulnerable islands. Abaco and Grand Bahama saw the worst damage, and the people who survived are returning to neighborhoods devastated by strong winds, heavy rain, and a relentless storm surge. Nadia Romero joins us from Nassau, Bahamas.
We're here at the main airport here in Nassau, and this is really ground zero for bringing in evacuees and pushing out resources and supplies to the people who need it the most. And we're hearing from people that they are still in shock, but they vow to rebuild.
This is what is left of it.
Nothing more than a frame. Laura Jones's house in shambles.
I just went blank because I can imagine. I never thought it was like this.
She tries to salvage anything that Hurricane Dorian didn't destroy. But there's one thing spared by Dorian's wrath keeping Laura going.
Every time you look at this, what will go through your mind?
In spite of everything, there's hope. You know, no matter how dark it is, no matter when I'm about to fall apart, I can look at this and realize that there's hope.
Colin Rose's catamaran blocking the road survived the storm.
The main structure is inside here. This is superficial.
The boat behind me was actually docked a half a mile away down this road on the canal.
We've gone through 6 hurricanes already and had no problems.
But this time around was different. Colin says he and 5 other people and 3 dogs fled to the rafters of his house from the rising tide for 2 days until his son arrived in a rescue boat. Memories of the storm still haunt him.
Then sorry.
Neighbors thought they were goners.
A few people reported us dead, but we're all still here.
Colin is still very much alive. He's planning on rebuilding for sure. And when we were at the airport in Freeport, we ran into so many people trying to get off the island, including a woman named Natasha. She says she's been living in her car since the storm with her 2 daughters, and she spent the last 2 days at the airport trying to catch a flight to the U.S. In Nassau, Bahamas, I'm Nadia Romero reporting.
Alrighty, Nadia, thank you. And an animal shelter in Freeport lost over 200 dogs and 50 cats in the floodwaters from Hurricane Dorian. The executive director for the shelter says that her heart is broken for the animals they lost and for the people who trusted their animals with them. Dorian also destroyed the shelter's medical equipment and food and vehicles.
Well, the OxyContin maker Purdue Pharma and lawyers representing local governments both say that they're interested in continuing negotiations to settle lawsuit over the toll of the opioid crisis. This on Sunday, a day after 2 state attorney generals told colleagues that their talks with the company were at an impasse and that they'd expect the company to soon file for bankruptcy. Statements add another layer of uncertainty to attempts to strike a deal with the company that's portrayed as a prime villain in the national opioid crisis. In a statement, the company says, quote, "Negotiations continue and we remain dedicated to a resolution that generally advances the public interest." Now, the company says that it's prepared to defend itself in litigation, but that, quote, "Purdue Pharma believes a settlement that benefits the American public is now a fair, better path than years ago, years of wasteful litigation and appeals." Now, a company spokesperson declined to answer further questions about whether and with whom many negotiations are now taking place. But Matt, certainly, regardless whether it's Purdue Pharma or another company, that opioid crisis is pretty bad.
I mean, Purdue Pharma's having a situation, I think Johnson & Johnson right now in Oklahoma. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of companies are getting dinged. I mean, will this help? I think the next decade will really be telling on the opioid crisis, the landscape of big corporations such as Purdue Pharma. we're just going to sit back and watch, I
Right,
guess.
absolutely. And I think a lot of people probably, argue that, the lawsuits and the litigation, the funding will be good to help the epidemic. That's is one logical way to think about it. But either way, I mean, at least we're to the point now where the company is saying, yes, this is very much a problem, and we're trying to help. So that certainly is a start. Hello to Angelica. Thank you very much for joining us. Andrew is here. Garrett has joined us. Long time no see. Thanks for being here with us. Sean, hello to you from Chautauqua Weather Today, a valued partner of WNY News Now. Bonnie has joined us as well. And Corey is here. Hello to all of you. Hopefully you had a nice restful weekend. I know last week seemed like it flew by with that holiday.
Oh, absolutely.
But now we're kind of back to business.
That's right.
As usual. Coming up next, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter. He's back to business with the lowdown on the weather for the coming days.
And later on, Jamestown High School will be hosting its annual Fall Festival of the Bands. Details on that as News Now continues.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Not tomorrow, but right now on the WNY News Now mobile app. Follow local news as it happens.
Top story, a Forestville man's weather video has gone viral.
And stay informed with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network.
Our Matt Hummel is standing by live outside of Chautauqua County Court with more on this case. Matt, good afternoon to you.
Download the WNY News Now app right now. It's free on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
Now open in downtown Jamestown, Pearl City Hops, restaurant and tavern.
I have some real old-timey dishes on there that I'm just giving new life to. Like there's a shepherd's pie on there that's going to have some bison in it, real thick hearty gravy. Then I'm also doing beer flights. We're pairing it with a set of sliders, a set of tacos, and mini rolls. So everything's going to have its own pair, so you can get a taste of a little bit of everything and all the beers. We don't want to be known as the restaurant in the hotel. We want to be known as Pearl City Hops.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
First Defense Weather, the Southern Tier's only live and local weather source. Now, here's Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter.
All right, welcome back. Let's take a live look from the Sky Vision Camera Network. This is the camera in downtown Erie. You can see the puffy clouds overhead and Lake Erie looking nice. 68 degrees right now with a northwest wind of 5 miles per hour. Here's what's coming up. It's a great start to the week this week. We're getting back into another work week, and it's a great day to go back to work. We've got some partial sunshine out there today. Have you kept your swimming pool open? I'm talking to my brother. Because you're going to be needing those as we go throughout the week here. 80-plus degree temperatures make a return once again as we go throughout the week, and also the humidity makes a comeback as well. So these were the low temperatures this morning. I hope you enjoyed this. This is the last time we're going to see this for at least a little while. 48 was the low in Jamestown this morning, 49 in Dunkirk, 45 in Olean, also in Wellsville, and Erie over there in PA at 53 degrees. So this is the last night we're going to see this for at least a little while. And speaking about the temperatures, these are the forecasted high temperatures over the next 5 days. We're going to see 79 tomorrow, 81 on Wednesday. Now, a couple of these temperatures up here might be a tiny bit conservative. Some spots, especially on Wednesday, may actually make it into the mid-80s. And then you'll see by Friday we start to cool off back down into the 70s. But that's not the big issue. It's really the humidity. We're going to see the spike in humidity once again. So today, comfortable humidity spikes up to humid conditions on Tuesday, oppressive level on Wednesday, and then we remain humid pretty much right through the remainder of the work week. So that's really going to be the main factor here as we go throughout the week. News Now can begin. Partly sunny skies downtown, perched at 62. Wind not much of an issue. And look at that air pressure, way above 30 inches, 30.30. And whenever you see that, that means high pressure is overhead. This is the zoomed out version of Future Scan, and I wanted to show you this because today we've got nothing. Tomorrow, nothing as well. Now, this is actually, this rain you see back here coming through Canada is associated with a warm front. Here comes the warm front, but the majority of the rain will stay to our north. So we think we'll be on the dry side of this warm front. It's really not until Wednesday when we'll see the better chance for showers and storms starting to peek back into the area once again. There's that big blue H spinning around, and that's the high pressure that's set up just to our north in Canada. That's going to sweep on out, and that's going to allow a warm front to push through, and then ultimately we'll get into some rain showers showers as we get later into the week. So zone by zone, eastern areas first here. Temperatures, I think most areas should be into the mid to upper 60s today. The computer's spitting out around 70 around Jamestown and Warren. Not out of the question, but again, I think most areas should stay into the 60s today with that northwest wind or the northeast wind. Eastward we go here, a little bit cooler here near the Lake Erie shoreline. Clouds and sun will share the afternoon sky. Now, the future is on your screen. 79 tomorrow, 81 on Wednesday. Again, there's that better chance for rain showers, and it will be sticky on Wednesday as well. So you'll feel the humidity in the air. And we'll have a brief day of cool down here. That'll be Saturday with a few leftover rain showers before we dry out on Sunday. Sports is next. Don't go away.
When you're on the go, stay in the know by downloading the WNY News Now mobile app. Stay up to date on local news, weather, and sports that matter to you. Plus, subscribe to breaking news and weather alerts from the team that puts coverage first. In addition, watch news as it happens with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network. Download the WNY News Now app right now. It's free on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news. WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
Happy Manic Monday, sports fans. We are at the start of another work week. Welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. Over the weekend, the Jamestown Rebels played the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights in their 2 preseason games. The Rebels lost the first game 5-3 on Friday and won the other game 3-2 on Saturday. With their preseason complete, the Rebels will start their regular season on October 4th, in which they will once again host the Knights for a 2-game regular season series. Game tickets can be purchased on the Jamestown Rebels team website. Holding the Jets scoreless for the final 22 minutes and 1 second of the game, the Buffalo Bills rallied from a 16-0 deficit to defeat the Jets 17-16 in their 2019 season opener on Sunday. Despite throwing 2 picks and losing 2 fumbles, Josh Allen threw for 254 yards and 1 touchdown. Allen also rushed for another 38 yards and a touchdown. John Brown had 7 catches for 123 yards and the game-winning touchdown catch. In his return after missing 2018 due to a contract dispute, Le'Veon Bell had 17 carries for 60 yards and 6 receptions for 32 yards and a score for the Jets. On the Jets' defensive side of the ball, C.J. Mosley had 5 total tackles, a pick 6, and a fumble recovery. At 1-0, Buffalo will remain in MetLife Stadium for their next game on September 15th, as they will take on the New York Giants at 1 o'clock on CBS. 2 Monday night games will be in play tonight, with the first one being at 7:10 with the New Orleans Saints hosting the Houston Texans, and the other one will be at 10:20 p.m. with the Oakland Raiders hosting a conference game versus the Denver Broncos. The Saints finished their 2018 season 13-3, coming up 1 win short of reaching Super Bowl 53, losing to the LA Rams 26-23 in overtime in the 2018 NFC Championship game. Meanwhile, the Texans went 11-5 in 2018, losing in the AFC wildcard round 21-7 against the Indianapolis Colts. Denver and Oakland finished in the bottom half of the AFC West in 2018, with Oakland going 4-12 for dead last, and Denver finishing in third at 6-10. Both of tonight's games will be televised on ESPN. That's it for sports today. Justin and Matt, back to you.
Alrighty, Norm, thank you very much. The Jamestown High School Red Raider Marching Band will host bands from around New York and Pennsylvania for its 41st annual Fall Festival of the Bands coming up this Saturday at 6:30 at Strider Field. The Jamestown High School Marching Band will perform their 2019 show labeled Journey Home. School officials say the Fall Festival of Bands is the Jamestown High School Marching Band's most significant annual fundraiser. Bands performing this year are Eisenhower, Falconer-Frewsburg, Pioneer, Northwestern, West Seneca, Orchard Park, Lancaster, and our good old Jamestown Marching Band. Now, tickets are $6 pre-sale and $8 at the door. Admission can be purchased from any band member or by calling 483-4217. 483-4217 is the number. So pretty exciting, Matt, and I know it's always a fun night filled with music, and in fact, sometimes if the wind is blowing in the right direction, Dakota, you can hear them from all around the city that evening.
I actually don't live too far away from Strider Field, so who knows, maybe I'll get a free concert.
Yeah, hey, you never know.
Oh, well, and the thing is, I can't remember, please forgive me. Saturday so far, it looks all right, right?
Yes.
Cold, like maybe a little fall weather, but sunny at least, not rainy.
Partial sunshine for your Saturday, so it's not looking all that bad, really. So.
All right. So what you're suggesting is a hoodie and a coffee.
Well, I don't think you'll need a hoodie, but you can bring a coffee if you want. Speaking about it, let's show it to you.
There you
are. You can see it here. Well, there is the chance for those rain showers, you see. Yeah. So...
Hey, but you know what? It won't be too bad. You gotta love it.
Oh my! So anyway, there's
happy
your
Monday,
7 days,
everybody.
So, yeah, happy Monday. Oh boy.
All right, Dakota.
I don't know what else to say other than that.
No, that's all right. That's all right. Hey, we love it. But no, yeah. So it should be a nice time, I think, for everybody there. Certainly this morning, though, guys, it was pretty cold. So I'm kind of happy to see that things are going to be warming up a little bit come late. Or on in this week, really tomorrow, but I don't know. I mean, for me, it wasn't too bad to have that little taste of fall-like temperature. I don't know about you guys out there, but
no,
you don't like the fall?
Well, actually, fall's not bad.
No,
I'll take
I like it. I like it a little cooler. It's
I like
always
it
nice.
better than spring. I'll say.
Yeah. So.
Well, spring never exists, so at least fall exists.
And Dave says, support the band. You're absolutely 110% right. Some of the most talented musicians from across the area will be there, so it'll be really cool to tune in there. Renee says Corey Fletcher are talking about the fires that were started by the oil companies. I'm not sure where that's coming from. I know one of our biggest top stories today really is the fire department union calling out city officials and saying that really conditions here aren't too safe because of understaffing. If you missed anything we talked about, don't worry about it. It'll be available 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. That'll do it for us today, of course. We continue 24/7 here on Facebook Watch and on our mobile app. Matt, Dakota, and I, and Norm will be back tomorrow, God willing, of course.
So how about those Steelers, Justin?
End of the broadcast. Yep.
Our producer says we still have 2 minutes. We can talk about it if we want it. No, I don't think it's a good idea.
Nope.
Well, all right, so here's the deal. The Patriots, which Dakota obviously follows, are a bunch of cheaters. And I'm sorry to anybody who's out there. And, I have and they're going to get what's coming to them, I think. Yeah. I think so.
I'm done talking about this.
But, Matt, the one thing I was talking to Matt with this morning, a really, really close friend of mine, has told me that week 1 of the NFL is nothing like the rest of the season. So don't worry, Matt.
Yeah,
I think things will really shape up.
We're not talking about it anymore.
Okay.
Nope.
So,
Dakota, you ruined
The
my day.
season is still young, so it's true. Anything can happen.
Nope.
You're happy though, right?
Let's just say, I posted on Facebook last night, if the Patriots blew a 33 lead with 6 minutes to go in the game, we might as well just call it quits. I mean, just pack it up. All of them take retirement.
Yeah.
We're done.
Just take it early.
I like it.
That's all I have for you. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.